Hey guys, my name is Moshpiti, and today I've got 3 replays in the fantastic Era 2 premium medium tank, the WZ-122, and let's see what I can do with it. First replay, we are on Rasenia. We got the southeast spawn, which means we're gonna go to the castle. If you got the northwest spawn, we would go to the castle. That's just how I play at Rasenia. Now you can absolutely play in the ABC 890 line as well. You're gonna see my team clash with the enemy team up there if you look at the map as this match is going forward. But I personally suggest playing the castle just because it gives you the most flexibility. You can basically use any type of tank in here and you can flank the entire castle or you can push through it. It just gives you a lot of options. Now the theme of these replays, not that they need a theme, but like what's happening in these ones specifically, and this is kind of rare. I am trying to ace the WZ-122. That means I'm trying to get the mastery badge for it. Now, I normally don't do that. I just play this game and I record all my matches, and if I get something useful, I post it up. But this time I really wanted to see if I can ace this tank, because I normally only play this tank to have fun. Like just to goof around and mess around and have fun. And it does that amazingly. But it's got so much potential and I feel like I haven't really tapped into that potential, like intentionally anyway. So I wanted to sit down and try to get the ace badge, but because I'm really trying so hard, you're gonna see me just make a meal out of this. Like, I'm just gonna mess everything up because I'm so rigid. I'm so trying so very hard, and I really want to showcase that. Because normally when I just chill and I play this game, I end up getting pretty decent results. But here I'm driving into walls and missing shots and not communicating with my platoon mates at all. Like, it's just... And like, this is one of those things where I feel like this is what happens to a lot of people all the time. It just doesn't happen to me, so I don't really think about it or pay mind to it. But I think when a lot of people say they struggle with this game or they have a string of bad games, I think what happens is that they're trying very hard to get good games. And when that happens, you need to just sort of like relax, maybe take a break from the game, or pick a fun tank that you enjoy. For me, it's usually the WZ-122. This time it's ironically not. But it's sort of like remind yourself that those good games will come by just playing and by just relaxing and being flexible and like just having fun with the game, right? Like, I've missed so many rockets. I'm barely getting any rockets in, and when I do, it's already like dying tanks. Now, at this point, it's becoming obvious to me that I'm like just panicking. So I throw smoke. I took some fire from a flanking enemy that I can't even see, so I threw some smoke. Taking a bit of a break, I'm like, okay, recompose. Switch flanks, see what I can do. Now I'm really flustered at this point, because I'm already sitting on 2800 damage, and again, I'm trying to ace this tank, which is just a dumb idea. You should just play the tank and see what happens. So I see this FB4211 rather, and it's full health. I don't want to engage it on my own. I wait for support, but by the time support comes, I'm so flustered that they're gonna take my damage that I end up missing more missiles, missing more shots, making more of a mess out of this game. This is what I mean, like, I like to think I'm a pretty good player at this game, right? But when I force myself to do good results, when I insist that I now perform really well, this happens. I just end up making a complete clown of myself, or rather, just at least making a mess of the game, because now I'm demanding that, like, performance. I'm forcing that. I'm like insisting on it. So I think a lot of people would just benefit from having fun with the game. It sounds almost like an oxymoron. How to get better at this game? Have fun. But I truly subscribe to that mentality myself. Like, look at this. I'm driving into walls, missing shots, taking shots that I don't need to. Now again, I don't fluster. So I take a break. I just back off. Like, relax my grip on the controller. Just breathe, take a couple deep breaths, recompose myself, remind myself that it's just a game. If I don't get the ace in this, it's fine. There's an infinite possibilities. Like, I can try again and again until I do get it, and get back into the game. Now these breaks, you don't have to do them. The matches sometimes go very fast, so you might not have time to do them. But I always, if I have to, I will literally just pause. Yes, it's a multiplayer game, but I take a pause and I wait until the emotion goes over me, right? Like the panic, the urgency. Now we were lucky to find a AFK tank there. See? Like literally just relax and see what comes. See what comes out of the match. See what comes out of the matchmaking. See what the enemies do. Like you can't really will good games into existence. So by taking a break, boom, we got a kill and like 1,500 more damage. By literally just luck of the draw. Now we find that last tank, it's an Object 120, he's been hiding at the back of the map. I don't actually have that tank, so I can't say if that's all it's good for, but frankly no tank is that weak, you should never be that far back. We get even some more damage, we're sitting on 8,400 damage and 800 resisted. And I made a complete mess from the early game, right? But by relaxing every once in a while, I was able to squeeze in a little bit more out of it. Now we got Mastery 1, not quite what I want, so let's go to replay number 2. Alright, so replay number 2. We are on Khao Bang. Now, when it comes to this map, I do not really have any meta. I don't have a usual play like I would in other maps. I would say, this is where I go, this is where you want to go, this is where the action happens. When it comes to Khao Bang, it's completely random, I find. The battles can happen in the north end or the south end of the map. Your teams can be super passive, super aggressive. And pretty much all of those are the right play. There is no wrong way of playing Khao Bang in the sense of it literally is just such a random map and there's so many ways of playing it. Like it is very flexible in that sense. So we're just gonna have to wing it. Maniac is pushing far to the south side of the map. He actually likes to play that from both sides. I prefer to play this side, this like, what is this, G line, from both sides of the map as well. So we both have like preferences, but again, that doesn't always come to fruition. We're kind of lucky that it does here, but let's just see what I can do with it. So we get some early damage here on the TR-580. Now he's pushing into, I believe that is K3. There is this sort of like loop that goes around a mountain. A lot of people love to play that. I don't really know how to make that location work, but again, it's Khao Bang, you do you. Every man for themselves when it comes to this map. But the thing with the WZ-122 is not much of a sniper. I really like this location, but when the enemy is this passive, this is kind of where the WZ starts to struggle, because the dispersion of the gun is rather poor. Obviously I can hit enemies with the missile from a mile away. We landed a shot on that Leopard 2 AV here, but the dispersion means that even if I'm fully aimed, it can miss like to the outer edges of the reticle. And when you're really far out, the outer edges of the reticle might be enough to miss the entire tank, let alone all the weak spots. So not really ideal. I would rather be mid-range rather than long-range. I guess this is kind of mid-range. But like, I would want the enemies to be more aggressive, to push into us and then punish them with the WZ from this location. But we're making it work. Getting some lucky shots. The enemies are kind of passive, but not quite. Now check this out. I take a breath before I fire. Again, I'm trying to go for the ace tanker. I'm really nervous. I'm really like overthinking and overanalyzing. I see the RDF and I want to shoot it with a missile. My hands are shaking, right? So I just took a little pause, took a deep breath, and then I fired the ATGM and I landed it despite being a very difficult shot. Now check this Leopard though. He does the exact right thing. I think he saw or heard the ATGM, and what he does is he accelerates as hard as he can into solid cover. That's the only way you can really dodge an ATGM. You saw what the RDF was trying to do. He was trying to weave and dodge and drive away. But if the guy shooting the ATGM is accurate enough, he's gonna hit that anyway. What you need is solid cover. Just beeline into the nearest solid cover. Don't try to finesse it. Do what the Leopard does, not what the RDF does. Now, unfortunately for him, I don't know if he just forgot I'm here or he was flanked from another side, but he pushed out again, and obviously he's not going to dodge this one, so we get to take him out. Alright, so we're sitting on 4,200 damage. Now, nowhere near what the ace tanker for this thing must be, right? This is where I'm a bit more confident than in the previous game, but still nervous. I'm still having to like really struggle against overthinking. Now this is a pretty sweet shot, again with the ATGM. I fire it up and then down on the target, because I don't remember if the Tyrann 6 has ERA. The ERA bricks would be in the front of the tank and the front of the turret. So I fired the ATGM up, colloquially called as javelin shot, and I fire it up and then down at the target, meaning it would hit either the driver's hatch in front of the turret or the roof of the turret, avoiding any ERA if it has any. So that's a nice little trick you can do with AT-Gem. Now, I want to push this Leopard. He's been a pain in our team's butt for this whole game, but we got lit up. What is that? What is that? Oh, wow. Okay. Enigma is making just an insane rush here. I think he's going straight for my squad mate. Maniac is in his Ignis. I think he's taking out another tank rather. But the thing with Ignis, they can take out a tank or two, but then it has a really long reload. So I had to intercept this guy. Now he actually turns around and starts attacking us instead, and we kind of panicked because of that. Obviously I didn't like intend on him coming after me like that. I'm trying to get damage, like, oh god, no, don't ruin my game now. You know, there's so much to do. I start floundering. But we managed to clean it up. He throws smoke behind us, and that's the one thing protecting us from the Leopard that would have otherwise supported him. So we got kind of lucky there. But now we have to keep moving in and try to take it out. And you can see what happened in the previous game. Now I'm really panicking. I'm starting to bump into walls. I'm starting to miss my AT-Gem. I'm starting to freaking overthink. Like, oh, stop it. I want to just go in the past and tell myself to relax, breathe, dude. It's a big game already. It's 8,000 damage, 3 kills, you know. Relax. It could be an ace. But it would be an ace if I was able to take out this Leopard. Now, I'm not, because I'm panicking. At this point, I'm actually shouting at, like, Maniac as well. Like, why is nobody helping with this guy? Like, what are they supposed to do? Like, the guy's in cover. But that's just how tense I was at the time. And I really wanted to show these. Like, these are really cool replays. And I could pretend, like, oh, check me out, you know, cleaning house with the WZ-122. But this is literally just, like, sheer panic. And I really want to show in the final replay what it looks like when you finally calm down, take it easy, just relax and kick ass. Now we got 8,000 raw damage, 300 assisted, mastery 2, because we actually got a worse game than in the previous one. It's kind of bumming me out, but the medals are cool. Thankfully we finally got those in the Cold War. Now let's move on to replay number 3 and see if we can finally get that ace tanker. I'll see you guys there. Finally, replay number 3. We are on Fred Wang. Now, same as Kaobang, there is no really strong meta here. There's no rule of thumb that'll like guarantee better games for you. It's just one of those maps where you do have to be flexible and open-minded and sort of like respond to what your team is doing, what the enemies are doing, what spawns you got. Now, luckily we got the northeast spawn, which means we got the Sniper Mountain for free. Sniper Mountain, as its name says, we're gonna go there and try to snipe from it. And let's just see what we can get here. Now I'm gonna show you a little trick here with AT-Gem. You can actually fire them from behind physical cover, as long as your entire tank is hidden without getting spotted by firing. And then you can pull out and guide it in. You do need quite a bit of space between you and the target to have time to guide it in. But as you can see, I didn't get spotted while I was firing. I do get spotted if I'm firing out in the open by the RDF, but by firing out of their sight line, even though the missile is airborne, I didn't get spotted. Unfortunately, we didn't actually do any damage with it because we hit the gun of the RDF and it doesn't really have a damage hitbox, but that's a whole different thing. So at this point, I'm just fully relaxed. Basically, the previous 2 matches, I tried super hard to get big games. Whenever I missed shots or I did a bad play, like right here, I take a shot and I fire an AT-Gem, and immediately I'm saying to myself, man, I should have fired the missile first, and when that hit, fire the shell and everything. Like, I was really getting worked up on all my mistakes and worrying about the big result, like at the end of it, rather than concentrating on the game. But in here, one shot at a time. When that Leopard moment happened, I didn't think about it twice. I just immediately moved on to another target. I tracked the T-72 AV, got a shot in the drive wheel with my AT-Gem as well. Didn't quite go through, but I did some damage. Immediately move on. I'm pretty sure he's out of the count because he's tracked in front of all of my enemy teammates rather. Take a shot at the WZ-122. Move on. Immediately just try to find another shot. Keep moving forward, basically. Don't start worrying about, you know, your match. Don't start worrying about your results. Don't get hung up on the details in these games. Like, just enjoy and be in the moment. And I guarantee you're going to have a better time with this game. And you're probably going to get bigger results as well. Like, there's a time and place to analyze your mistakes. And it's not in the middle of the battle. Now, we kind of overextended there. I was trying to get a greedy shot on the forehand, but we got actually punished for it. That's fine. Just move to the other side of the rock, get another shot in the leopard. Didn't get lit up. Well, that's pretty lucky. I fire an ATGM up and I see this FPs looking at me, but I'm lining up my shot anyway. And we got the missile through the driver's hatch in front of it. Right under the gun, there's this like rectangular hatch you can shoot through with missiles, with AP shells, high explosives. It's super weak if you know where it is. Got a rocket through the smoke into the Object 120. Now this forehead is pushing us, and I see it's kind of low health, but not really. 600 health is not enough for my shell, but it is enough for my missile, so we swap to the missile and get it in. Put another shot through the FB's driver hatch. And we try to get a missile in as well. This is a little detail. See how the rocket came from my right side? That's the thing with the WZ-122. The missiles first two come from your left, and the last two come from your right. So try to position your turret in a way where if you're firing missiles, they come from the right side and then the left side. So make sure you're not hitting them into the rocks, as I was peeking over the right side of the rock there while firing from the right side of my turret. Now, this game, like comparing this to how the previous two went, when I'm just super relaxed and just taking every shot as it comes. Like, I haven't even looked at the scoreboard once at this point. I don't realize I'm on 9,300 damage. I don't realize I'm on 2,000 assisted. I'm just thinking about the next shot. I shot one of the M113. Okay, he's in cover now. Who do I go for next? M60? Sure, take it out. Go back to the M113. We fire shot with the dispersion of this tank, and oh, we ran out of targets. Now that I literally ran out of targets and we're capping up, for the first time I'm looking at the scoreboard, I'm like, whoa, that's a big ass game. This is the thing, like, relax. Just relax and focus on what's important. Focus on what's in front of you right now. Don't worry about your marks of excellence. Don't worry about your mastery badge. You know, don't worry about your XP if you're trying to grind a tank. Just focus on the moment. Focus on the target right in front of you. Like this RDF. This same RDF that got away from us is gonna actually keep running away from us for 2 minutes. He gets taken out by a teammate in the end. We unfortunately just get so unlucky with this dispersion right now. But that's just the WZ-122 for you in a nutshell. I'm gonna skip to the end and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so easy victory. We finish MVP with 4 kills, 9,900 damage, 2,700 assisted, even 1,200 blocked, and we finally got the freaking ace tanker and a bunch of other juicy medals. I had a ton of fun making this. I hope you guys enjoyed as well, and I will see you next time.